McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Government has big plans for the island of Andros, noting its economic success plays a critical role in the country's overall sustainability. In his keynote address at the annual Andros Business Outlook Thursday, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis unveiled the plans on tap to awaken the sleeping giant. Siaska Adderley tells us more.
The government has partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank to develop a sustainability plan for Andros. It seeks to address a myriad of concerns outlined by residents on the best way forward for that island's economy. Those concerns range from the need to boost business development, the Crown land system, to zoning enforcement and the lack of funding for business ventures. During his address at the 4th Andros Business Outlook Thursday morning, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis confirmed that the IDB has given a $600,000 grant earmarked for extensive studies to be conducted, which began this week.
As part of our Andros Sustainable Master Plan project, we plan to build capacity. We would like our technical staff in the public service to become familiar with the techniques and research principles which consider the environment, nature, biodiversity, and the real lives of human beings living in a place before making development and investment decisions. We are grateful for the partnership thus far with the IDB and Natural Capital.
Davis says the project, which has 4 components, will serve as a pilot for master plans across the islands. The Deputy Prime Minister noted how Andros is often referred to as a sleeping giant, but says that's about to change as the government seeks to create a new type of economic development, which has people and environment at its center.
There must be more value added to the products being generated from Andros so that a better livelihood could be gained from the natural resources of the island. This was true of the spongermen, the fishermen, and those who worked with the agricultural products. Indeed, much of the value of these products was sourced in Andros and ended up outside of Andros. Therefore, with more effective training and apprenticeship programs, we are confident that we can improve the value chain of Andros's production.
He also took the opportunity to salute the efforts of students, faculty, and administration at the Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute, who have made significant strides in food production since the launch of the institution last year.
This program has the potential to allow for each farmer to realize gross returns of over $100,000 per year. Under the packing house system, these farmers would not have been able to sell more than $9,000 per year. Locally produced food can be competitive, and at the stage is now set for the expansion of commercial food production in the Bahamas.
The one-day forum was held at the Daniel Dream Center. From Nicholstown, Andros, Siaska Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Another big step taken to promote the rights of the disabled in the country. Former Salvation Army Divisional Commander Lester Ferguson has been appointed to head the Secretariat of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities. Ferguson's appointment comes on the heels of the first anniversary of the passing of the Persons with Disabilities Act in Parliament on July 16th. Social Services Minister, the Honorable Melanie Griffin, noted that the disabilities legislation mandates the establishment of a secretariat to provide services for carrying out the functions of the National Disabilities Commission. She noted that Mr. Ferguson has a wealth of experience as an administrator and is very knowledgeable of the issues facing the community.
He came up the ranks of the Salvation Army International and served in countries throughout the Caribbean. He was the first Bahamian to serve as the Divisional Commander of Salvation Army Bahamas and became the longest serving Divisional Commander in the Bahamas, having served for 10 years. During his tenure, Mr. Ferguson oversaw a period of significant expansion of the work of the Army and also had oversight of the Aaron Gilmore School for the Blind and the Adult Blind Workshop, which I think further qualifies him for the position to which he has been appointed.
He will do his best to carry out legislation.
Certainly look forward to working with the Commission and supporting all its endeavors as it seeks to carry out all that is required by the new legislation. I know that much has already been done in terms of the groundwork, and I'm certain that as myself and the other members of the Secretariat support and undergird the work of the Commission, that we will make great progress together.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jiminita Swain. The Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited and its licensees are most appreciative of government's decision to extend those concessions of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, which are due to expire on August 4, 2015, for a further 6 months. GBPA asserted on behalf of the licensees that removal of the uncertainty concerning government's position on the expiring concessions is vital to the collective efforts to attract new investors and the expansion plans of existing investors in the port area. In other business news, a new shopping center set to become a reality for the eastern section of New Providence. AML Foods announced the signing of a letter of intent with developers of Luxury Homes Bahamas Limited, a subsidiary of Sunshine Holdings, to build a new shopping center in eastern New Providence. The company anticipates a completion date of the final quarter of 2017 for the project. Under the terms of the planned deal, AML will have a 45% ownership stake in the development proposed for the main Yamacraw Hill Road. A Solomon store will be at that location. And in international business news, Fiat Chrysler has decided to recall about 1.4 million cars and trucks in the United States, just days after two hackers detailed how they were able to take control of a Jeep Cherokee SUV over the internet. The Associated Press is reporting that the company will update its software to insulate the vehicles from being remotely controlled, and it said in a statement that hackers are committing a crime by manipulating vehicles without authorization. The recall affects vehicles with 8.4-inch touchscreens, including the 2013 to 2015 Ram pickups and chassis cabs, and Dodge Viper sports cars. Also covered are the 2014 and 2015 Dodge Durango and Jeep Grand Cherokee, as well as Cherokee SUVs, as well as the 2015 Chrysler 200 and 300, the Dodge Charger and Challenger. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jiminita Swain.
He's the first Bahamian and the first non-American to be the #1 draft pick in the NBA. And last evening, he was honored in a very special way. Our Jad Higgs has the details.
The official ceremony for the naming of the Sports Center Road to the Michael Thompson Boulevard was an occasion of Bahamian excellence. Michael Sweetbells Thompson was the first foreign-born player to be picked first in the NBA draft. The highlights of his career include winning 2 NBA championships with the Bahamian favorite Los Angeles Lakers and having his number 43 jersey retired by the University of Minnesota.
This is truly overwhelming. I am humbled. I am honored. I really am at a loss for words, as my 2 sons, Michael and Clay, know that's very rare indeed.
Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie addressed the gathering where he thanked Thompson for being an exemplary sports ambassador for the country. The nation's chief also recognized some of the professional basketball players in attendance, including Thompson's son, recent NBA champion Klay Thompson. While the Prime Minister's preference to the Los Angeles Lakers added some humor to the occasion, he had a passionate message about what it means to be a Bahamian.
On behalf of the Bahamian people, all nearly 400,000 of us spread over 100,000 square miles of ocean. As the Deputy Prime Minister says, there is something that links us even though expanses of oceans separates us. And that is the indomitable spirit that tells us, even if you're knocked down, to recognize that you'll be measured by the fact that your spirit will make you get back up.
Thompson also addressed what he described as some Bahamians who suggest to him that he isn't honored enough here at home. The two-time NBA champ says that couldn't be further from the truth.
Everybody said, Michael, man, how come they don't do nothing for you? How come you ain't been recognized? This and that. I said, listen to me, my fellow Bahamians. I've been recognized, me and Osborne, Charles and Cecil, we've been recognized, we've been honored, we've been paid tribute to since we started playing high school. You know how? Not because there was some statue up, not because some street was named after us. Every year I came home, every time I took the floor, I felt the love and the support of the Bahamian people.
The ceremony also honored several other premier Bahamian athletes with original sketches by acclaimed Bahamian artist Jamal Roll. Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Customer service is a way of life for one Grand Bahama BTC staffer. In this special edition of the BTC Island Connection, Keisha Adderley will tell us more.
She may be the face of this ad campaign, but Dequan Carroll is the real thing.
You're right in your eyes? Right in my eyes. Deep?
The senior associate at BTC works with the enterprise team, dealing mainly with corporate clients and their ever-evolving needs.
They are becoming hip to the latest trends, so IP phones, being able to connect over the internet, that is the wave, and so they tend to go along that line in services, looking for services.
And while some things advance from year to year, others have remained constant, like the BTC Yellow Pages.
These days, the book has more than that purpose of looking up for a number. You can get history facts, anything on the Bahamas, history on BTC. Students are finding this as a tool to help them with schoolwork. So it's a handy, it's just more than a directory, it's an information book, it's a handbook.
And that presence, Carol says, has continued to boost the BTC brand, but that hasn't made her or her colleagues lax.
And we want to keep BTC present and relevant throughout, and my goal is, with that personal aspect, just to try to capture, let them know that we still care for them, still believe in them as our customers, and we want them to remain loyal to BTC, so we want to extend that back. So when you see us out there, that's what we're into, capturing our customers new and still taking care of our existing customers.
Keisha Adderley for the BTC Island Connection.